Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. So, a couple things. One, we have a Solar Bears game coming up.
We do.
December 16th.
I'm really excited about this. This is going to be the entire cast that you hear right now, plus friends and relatives and people you've heard on the show, friends of the show.
Ross is going to be out there.
His whole family's going to be out there.
Brendan O'Connor and John Busdecker is going to be out.
Did we invite Cadillac Pat?
We need to get
Pat.
Pat
You want to come?
What day of the week is it?
The 16th.
It's a Friday. That's
sorry.
big business over at Brass Tap.
That's our busy night.
I get it.
Now, we are going to be at other home games next year in January. We'll announce those as they come. But we've kind of set this date as like our last hurrah of the year.
And it is the teddy bear toss that night. So bring your brand new teddy bears to toss on the ice.
Whenever, like, I'm a grown-ass man now, so when I was a child and people said teddy bears, I thought of a teddy bear. Now I'm a grown-ass man. When you say the word teddy bear, I think of Teddy, the nightshirt for ladies, and then I think of a bear. Where are we at with Teddy? Where are we at with the Teddy?
I don't think
you know
that's
what, Sam?
90s.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I think you should wear more Teddies around the studio.
No
All of us. I think all of us should. Is that what I had on
I'm
yesterday?
writing this down to put in the.
Actually, Tom just wrote it down.
He's marking that one to cut out.
Yesterday, was I wearing a teddy? Because you could see my nips. I didn't realize you could see my nips in my dress.
That was more of like a flowy
hippie dress.
Okay.
Boho style.
Boho. I'm a boho.
Right.
Yeah.
Boho.
Boho.
You looking at my boho?
So, okay. We were talking about the reef sandals with the bottle opener on the bottom.
We talked about the Mick Fanning. First of all, the bottle opener one. There was another one. It wasn't Mick Fanning, I don't believe, but it had a flask.
And the flask one. And
the flask was the flask was like our Trombone Titties Part 2. Sorry, why did I do that? Trombone Tees Part 2.
Yeah.
It was a horrible failure.
But I remember the bottle opener being hot, and when I was like younger, it was like, hey, these reefs have a bottle opener, and it was kind of before the explosion of novelty items made in China, where you could make anything you want at any time, and now nothing's novelty anymore. But then the flask, like, of course, lots of people bought it for gifts and things. Very few people have ever used that because it's ridiculous. And no one's, you're stepping in, who knows
what.
You're
going to put Jaeger in there. You dump out the Jaeger, and then you got to go home and rinse your sandals out because they're going to get sticky on the inside. That's how you get ants inside of your sandals.
Very true.
But also, why would you need a flask in your sandals? Why not?
I'm an alcoholic, Tom, and if I don't have, I don't have
it's
vodka.
for when you have to sneak alcohol into places you're not allowed to bring alcohol.
If I don't have gin
Magic
inside my
Kingdom.
sandals, then my hands shake off at a parent-teacher conference.
Yeah, but you could bring a plastic flask into anywhere, right, and put it in your pocket.
Well, most people around Baldwin, and I'm not saying this to blow up your spot, but everybody walking in Baldwin with any type of metal container, there's alcohol in it.
Yeah.
At all times.
Well, but I'm just saying,
any Yeti cups were made to just carry for dads to carry around juice.
I mean, you could put
right?
Gin and juice.
Yeah.
You could put straight any alcohol in a water bottle and walk into Disney with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not testing what's in your water bottle.
They used to check it. I don't
They
think
do at Universal. They
post-COVID,
still do at Universal.
God, Universal is a buzzkill.
Yes, they do.
they would smell it. Like,
Yes, they do.
They would smell it?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Really?
Now they don't
100%.
get that close to anymore because I think you're allowed to bring in
Universal
water
won't
now.
let you bring in anything.
They'll sniff your cups?
They used to, yeah.
Universal, shame on you.
You
Don't
can't
be sniffing
bring in
cups
to Universal anymore, like a water bottle. You used to be able to bring it in, but
It has to be sealed, and they check the seal.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Get out of here. You guys, half your uniforms are falling apart, and you're going to check my water
Yeah,
bottle?
yeah.
Why don't you fund your
Hold
uniforms?
on. I feel
Everybody
like
on the Hulk coaster looks like a homeless person, but I can't bring in a water bottle?
if you walk in there with your wife and kids, and then your wife's got a half-filled water bottle in the diaper bag, no one's smelling that.
Yes,
You
they
know-
will. I'm
They-
telling you right
Really?
now. It
Yeah.
happened
She's
to me
the
and my
only one
husband,
that
and it
goes to-
happened to another mom who was going in, and it was a fruit punch bottle and was half drunk, and they made her pour it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Punch, not fruit punch.
Yeah.
I've only seen the metal detector and then use the stick for check
love
for
the
weapons.
stick. I love the
I
stick.
never, and then
You don't go to Universal though.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't
I
go
have
to any theme park.
My sister goes. She loves Universal. Like Sam loves
She's
Disney.
not
It's weird.
sneaking in
I
any
think
alcohol. though.
Disney,
Yeah.
they let you. A friend of mine told me that he traded a guy for some White Claw. The guy brought his own cooler of White Claw in Disney Magic Kingdom. He told me this like 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean,
You
they
could-
They
lose-
allow you to bring a cooler, but maybe they don't check the cooler.
No, they check the
or-
cooler.
It
Well,
just
he
depends
got
on
lucky?
who you get.
They don't
Maybe
look
you
at the
gotta do
You
bottom.
gotta stuff it at the bottom, put
Yeah.
a bunch of
I've-
sodas on top.
I've brought White Claw into like Blizzard Beach and stuff, and they open the cooler, and the top there's a bunch of Capri Suns and some waters. They're not digging through the bottom.
They
That's
did
what-
the
Yeah.
last time. My husband had to go back to
Yeah.
the car.
It probably
Travis
depends
got
on
busted.
who you
I
get.
know.
He did, he got
That
busted.
sucks. I felt so bad for him.
It seems like
They're
it
getting a
depends
little more
on
strict now because if
who.
you've noticed, there's been a lot more people in the news that have been having to get dragged out of the theme parks because they're getting drunk and fighting each other.
Yeah.
So they
I can
have
see
to be
that.
more strict now.
I'm just saying, like, if it was you taking a plastic flask
Whoa.
in your
Plastic fat ass.
in your pocket, you do that as opposed to buying sandals with a flask in the. You know what I'm saying? Like, also. You could see the sandal flask. They're not checking
No one's looking
no one's
down at your
looking.
sandals.
And you get
Well,
those
no
as
one's
a
looking
gift.
in your pocket either.
I mean, every step you take, there's rum squirting out of your shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. How hard is this plastic?
Regardless, I wanted to talk about like gifts that you think, this would be good because
The sandal flask is the executive putt Marshall's gift of gifts, right? It's a horrible gift.
Well, speaking of that, I remember Crystal. This was years ago, before she knew any better. But her brother likes golf, and we were looking for things to get him for golf.
lady tees.
Which is stupid, by the way. If you have any friends or family that likes golf, guess what? They have everything they need. You know, like-
You know why?
like,
Because they play golf.
Yes.
They play
Yeah,
it. They
yeah.
play the game.
And most likely, if they're really enjoying it and they like golf a lot, they buy
Yeah.
specifically the only things that you don't understand.
Don't go rogue on balls. Don't go rogue on balls. If they have a
Yeah.
specific type of ball they like, you can buy them one sleeve.
Yeah,
but
maybe,
ask them first. Don't go rogue on balls because they may not even use them.
But here's what we did: we looked through some like on the internet or whatever, and
Let's go to
found
Nevada Bob's Golf.
a fake driver that you screw the top off and you put liquor in.
Yeah, I've seen
Ooh.
those, but the novelty
yeah.
head of it is so big. It looks like
Yeah.
it looks like the club of Bozo the Clown.
It looks like a Bozo the Clown.
Oh my
It's
God.
a big novelty.
Yeah.
It's like
How
obviously
long ago was this?
It's I mean it was like 15 years ago or
Okay.
something, you know, like
he's gonna love it.
and of course we gave it to him and he's like very polite. He's like, "Oh, thank you."
Great. You think I'm
But-
an alcoholic clown?
Well,
Great.
well, not even that. He's like first, he's a successful insurance agent and he plays golf with his clients. He's like, I'm gonna order drinks on the golf course
From the
you.
cart girl or man.
Yeah. And I'm never going to bring my Bozo the Clown. Plus,
Here, take a pull of my novelty club.
my friends and they'll all laugh at me and they'll think I'm a crazy person and they'll think like, what kind of trashy nonsense is this?
I don't think until this year I ever realized that you are constantly worried about people laughing at you at all times.
Well, why does anybody not do that? Is because if someone saw you do that, they would be like, "What the hell?" They would
Yeah,
laugh at. They would.
yeah.
They would think you are a cheap loser.
Beverly Hillbillies out
yeah,
here.
yeah. Plus, he's like, "I don't want to drink hot."
Bourbon.
Jack Daniels out of some plastic club out of
It's
my.
usually
It
poorly
should be the
made.
length of the club too.
That's
Yeah,
what
it is. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
the
yeah.
length
No,
of
it must, the
club.
top must have come off and you step out of the
Well,
top.
but
No,
it's
it-
usually like
it's
like
stupid.
it's big,
Like a yard
the,
of beer.
The head of the club is novelty in size. It's as large as an infant's head. You know.
Yeah. And there's lots of gifts like that. Just don't even waste your money.
Now, where do you stand with the novelty club cover? Like,
That's fine. People like that.
like Stuff the Magic Dragon, like
Tom and Dan custom.
I have one. The Ocoee Fire Department got me one as a gift for playing their charity
What do
tournament
you
every
put
year.
in it? What are you? You masturbated it? What are you doing?
No, it's on my driver in my
Your
garage.
rusted clubs that you stole from Jim Culver. Yeah.
No, these are new. They bought me some clubs.
They bought you clubs?
Yeah, because they were embarrassed that I showed
Wow.
up with Jimmy's rusty clubs.
Yeah, they bought you
They're like,
clubs.
you're playing with homeless man's clubs.
What is the novelty? What
It's
is
Tom
it?
and Dan.
Oh, it's Tom.
Yeah,
I've
you-
never even seen that. My
Yeah,
God,
I've
he's
never-
living a double life. I've never
Wow.
even seen these things.
Well, I
that
don't
people are
bring-
buying
Got your
for him.
name on it and everything.
Yeah, apparently you don't drive by in the Tom and Dan limousine either and show me that.
I don't bring
Look
my
at this guy.
I play golf once a year at a Coe
Well, but
golf tournament.
somehow you've convinced an entire group of men to buy you clubs. They're giving you awards.
No, they're doing it like so you don't show up to dinner like with dressed like a homeless person.
It's
They're
like buying
embarrassed.
your Uncle Steve a pair of dress slacks.
yeah. They're
Okay.
embarrassed of me, so they have to buy me stuff so I don't embarrass them in front of their friends.
I hear you. What are you oofing about? What's wrong? Are you just oofing
No,
about him?
oofing at him.
Yeah, okay.
No.
I figured.
Um,
That's
Oofing.
sad when your friends buy you a quote-unquote gift because they're embarrassed by you.
Something tells me the optics on that are wrong, but
everybody's different.
we're all in this together. More alike than we are different.
I didn't ask for it. I was just
No, I know.
like,
I'm just saying that's sad for you.
I'm assuming that's what they think,
Yeah.
But when
It's like
after
when-
the show, I tell myself that's not the truth.
Yeah.
That's
That's how I get
really
through
what's
life.
going on.
I say it on the show truthfully, and that's what I really think. But after, I'm like, that can't be real.
That's all show.
Anyway,
You
so-
have to hide the fact that he plays with them. It's kind of like when your mom and dad open the door and you're hiding Encino Man in your room. You put a hat on him. You know?
Yeah.
It's a hiding in single man scenario. So, okay, let's switch gears a little bit because I want to talk about Pat's lifestyle. Because
Oh my God.
So,
That sounds a lot worse than it is, right? It sounds like we're talking
My
about
life-
Pat's life. The
Sounds like he's a
lifestyle.
swinger, right?
And
Yeah, are
It's
you a
part of the
swinger? You're not a
lifestyle.
swinger.
You never know.
All
well,
right.
this I could talk to Sam about her lifestyle too,
Hey,
because
whoa.
this has to do with having no
You
kids.
don't know my life.
And me,
Yeah.
I don't know, and there's a mystery
All
that
right,
I'm afraid
I bet
to
it's not.
really pry into because I don't know what's
Raise
going
your
on.
hand if you pee and poop with the
on.
door
Peep and
open. If you peep and poop with the door open.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Raise your hand if you fart in front of your loved one.
No.
Depends
yeah, I'd do
where.
that.
You crank blammers?
Yeah.
Do you let your wife crank blammers?
Well, I show my disgust and I get mad every
Yeah, I do
time,
too.
but she doesn't care anymore.
Yeah,
She stopped caring.
All right, now that we
about-
got our lifestyles out of the way.
Anyway, no, but I'm talking about the how much freedom you have with no kids, all right?
Okay.
Because I feel like a lot of people could relate to this.
I
when
can
you-
kind of relate to it. My daughter has a job, and I never see her. I don't even know where my
Well,
daughter
Daniel's like, yeah,
She
that's a
messaged
different
me
thing.
this morning from school. She's like, "Hi, Dad, I love you." I wrote her back. I go, "Hey, how's your day going?" She's like, "I'm in class. Can't talk now. Talk later."
Yeah. I guess that's,
She's too busy for you.
she's already independent, and Andrew's independent.
It
so
breaks
yeah,
my
it's
heart.
not- But so my sons,
I want to put her socks on. I want to hold her. I want to kiss her. I haven't kissed her in years.
My sons are not independent, and I'm a horrible parent. So there's a lot of picking up around the house, doing everything for
I
them,
do
right?
that.
But so then there's no free time in the day for me anymore. Like it's work and then kid stuff, go home, and luckily, you get a couple hours before you go to bed to drink, and then it's do it all over again. Yeah, do it all over again. So before I get into my story about how this led me into being a wonderful dad last night,
Okay.
I want to know about you, Pat. When you get home from work, what's the normal? Because I'm always constantly. I used to make fun of Jimmy too because I didn't believe how busy he was all the time, and he's just like, "I have this and this. I gotta go take the kids to volleyball."
I gotta pick up some mulch volleyball. The
And I was
dog.
like, how could it be that much? And then I realized, oh yeah, it is that much. And he's got 4 kids, so it's way worse. But even with 2, I have no time. So Pat, when you got free time, how is it? How sweet? Is it?
Oh, it's nice. I mean, I sleep till 11 a.m. every day.
Whoa! Wow!
Oh,
Tom
my
says
God.
his wife does that. It's really mean. He shouldn't say that.
I gotta force myself to get out of bed before noon.
She sneaks it. I think I have suspicions.
Sneak sleep?
I hate it. Andrea gets me up, and I want to sleep in more, but Andrea's always, she's like, their clock will go off, and we're like, 5:18, gotta get up.
Oh yeah. We gotta go to work, and then it's the same thing every day, and then and then after you get home from work, it's kind of like because you're an adult, so you have to the normal adulting that we all have to do.
Sure.
But without the kids, it's a lot easier to fit that stuff in.
It's
right?
nice and
House stays
quiet.
clean.
I mean, I get home late at night, so I get home and it's usually TV on and get on your phone for like a half hour, an hour by yourself quietly, and then just go to bed. I mean, it's pretty.
Watch whatever you want.
Yeah.
So the quiet time, that's what
Yeah.
I'm obsessed
That's when the
with.
nightmares come for me.
So
When it's quiet, it's like,
it's like the ghosts from
I can
Ghost.
feel it. It's like 1,000 Slendermans coming together. They're all coming
The
together.
shadow, long
Yeah.
shadow.
Oh, yeah, all of them.
It's creepier when they go up the wall
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
90 degree.
It's crazy.
Anyway,
Babadooks, all of them.
so I too like quiet time every once in a while, but I rarely get it. And then
When's the
Can
last
you
time?
just give your kids Roblox and call it a day? They'll be quiet.
He doesn't
you
like to
can,
do
but
that.
then that comes with extreme guilt.
So
Because
that's your problem. You
yeah,
care
yeah.
what other people think again.
well, it's not what other people think. It's just like I'm like, well, I shouldn't just let them be on these video games at all time for myself to get quiet time. It's like I have to.
What did your parents do when you were a kid?
Bobby,
My
it's the
dad would-
'80s. You did nothing.
Yeah.
It
My dad
didn't
would
matter.
watch
That's what
the
I'm saying.
news.
You played Nintendo. You'd watch cartoons.
My
Your
dad would
parents do whatever
outside.
they want.
I'd go to my room. I'd play with my
It's
G.I.
fine.
Joes or go outside. I had a couple choices. Ride my bike.
Yeah, but here's what I kept telling myself because when old men, I made fun of this. I remember making fun of this, so I'm trying to not do this. When old men told me, like, this is how I lived back in the 1950s, like Pop or whatever, the old people would tell me that. And then I'd be like, well, you are emotionally damaged. You are the meme. You are
Yeah.
emotional damage. You like this, like the way you grew up wasn't necessarily the right way. It was just the way you grew up, and everybody may not benefit from experiencing this.
Okay, yeah,
Based
true.
on your hardness and how I've never seen you give someone a hug or admit you have any sort of weakness. There's a lot of things that I believe you growing up the way you did, caused some damage. I don't want to do that to my sons, even though now it's the opposite. I'm damaging them in another way. Regardless, I want some free time every once in a while. So, like last night, every once in a while, like I have some garage White Claw that are like behind the Christmas gifts or like where we
My
keep
God,
the
you wrap it and put it under the tree? And
No,
then
no,
you're
no.
Sneaking them out of there?
Daddy's present.
Puts it inside that Novelty golf club.
But
you know?
yeah.
Cause every once in a while, I'll go out to the garage and like be pretending to look for
And
something.
sweat drink a warm White
No,
He
no.
will sweat drink
I
a
have
a
an
black
hot-
cherry White Claw.
I bring a cup of ice, which I'll announce.
But the White Claw is hot as hell. It's sitting next to the dryer. It's boiling.
But the
Just
White
melts the ice right
Yeah,
away.
quick.
But I'll announce like I'm like
I'm going to the garage.
Why do you announce where you're going?
I'm going to the garage for a long project.
Don't come in here.
because I'm announcing like I'm like where's
Certainly
the
not
LaCroix?
masturbating.
Like I get ice and then the crow hears the ice maker, so it triggers her to be like, "Are you drinking or this early?" Like I thought you agreed to start when the boys went to bed.
Agreed. You're not country.
man.
It's just not-
This is rough.
so then I'll
You're not adhering to your agreement.
because every once in a while I'll be like, I gotta quit that. We gotta get healthy. It's this can't live.
Yeah, you're healthy.
And then need to go back and back. It's a back and forth,
Backa
back and forth.
backa. It's a backa backa.
Anyway, I'll say where's the White Claw, and then I'll pretend like I'm gonna like pour White Claw on ice, or no, sorry, LaCroix
LaCroix.
on ice.
They
And
must
then,
think you're an idiot because the LaCroix is always in the same spot, isn't it?
well, not
So
with the
wait,
fans.
you're
It's,
way-
it's all like sometimes it never
it's
makes.
in their son's room.
Well-
It's under their bed.
Okay.
Because sometimes Crystal will take it out of her car after grocery shopping and leave it in the garage.
That's what Andrea does.
And then for me to
Yeah.
mule it inside, I'm like, you couldn't bring it.
Andrea will stuff it
4
in our
feet.
fridge. Like our downstairs refrigerator has got it all packed
well,
in there.
you've got stairs, so I can
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
And then I get like I don't carry it out.
Is your
I'm
living room,
back.
Daniel? Is your living room upstairs? Like you got to go up the stairs to get to the
It
main.
is,
yeah.
but we converted the garage into the living room, and we got to figure out how to park the cars up in
Oh,
the second
yeah.
floor. But no, yeah, it is upstairs. It's on the second floor.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you go in, and then
Straight away to the stairs.
Yeah, and then the first set of stairs, you come up into the kitchen and the living room.
Okay. Okay.
So last night, do the whole thing, and then I go outside.
Where's the LaCroix? And they're like, oh god, he's doing
And
it
then I pour
again. He's
myself
going
a
to
hot
drink his
White Claw.
Claw.
But he said LaClaw. He really told himself.
And then
LaCroix.
I know I only got a small window of time because
So you drink it fast.
because Crystal would start snooping around like, "What's going on?" And
You know how hard it is
Where
to
are you?
drink hot cocoa or mulled wine when it's piping hot. You gotta slam it and just burn your esophagus.
and I'll open the garage door because that
Let
way.
the smell of the cherry White Claw out.
no. Well, I'll
it smells like watermelon White Claw out here. Ah!
I'll like wander around the side of the house, like I'll do my rounds, like
Wander. Oh, I do this.
like
Your
with
rounds.
a
I did this
glass,
last night.
and I'll look at my Christmas lights. I'll look at my dead grass.
See, I put my High Noon or a White Claw, one of those seltzers. I put it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that sleeve that
Yeah,
I
it's
got.
all your sleeve.
I have a sleeve that I put my drinks in. It keeps them cold, and I walk around with that. I look at my lights. I'm like, oh, I got the brightest lights on the block.
Yeah. So I'll do that, and then so last night I was wandering around, look at the dead grass, look at my truck, and then I'm hearing loud Christmas music, right? Like loud. and it sounds like someone's having a party, like a Christmas party, and I'm like, that's weird. Like, most
People
of my
having fun.
Yeah, I get invited to everything. Was I not invited?
No, it's Wednesday night or whatever, and I'm like, it's weird to have like that loud of a Christmas party. Like, why does it sound like the
What
music
the
is
hell?
outside?
I'm the Joey Fatona Castleberry.
And my neighbors don't really have that many parties, so it was like, where's the music coming from? And then all of a sudden, I hear a
was coming-
fire truck.
Oh no.
And then I hear a fire truck, and then like some cops like whoop whoop, and then I'm like, it dawned on me because last year they did the presentation of Castleberry Santa Claus.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Hey, what's up? I'm back, mother.
And so the cops and the fire department, and they drag they have a cop truck, and then they have
get
a
the
flatbed.
largest. They get the largest cop to dress up like Santa Claus.
And then they put a sleigh on a flatbed, and they have Santa and Mrs. Claus, and then they have some like carolers and another flatbed.
Yeah,
and
and
then
they got
have
raccoon reindeer.
they have a fire truck, and then some cops.
Yeah.
And so
They do an impromptu parade.
and then they like trailer them through Castleberry, through like the apartment complex that's near my house. Then they go through like Lakemont
I love
down.
a good apartment complex parade.
Oh my God.
and then I knew, I was like, oh, it's Castleberry Santa Claus. So I ran inside, and
Oh
the
my
boys,
God.
I'm like, boys, get out.
boys!
I'm like, boys, get out of here.
Goddamn
We're gonna go
flatbed Santa's back.
So I'm like, get out of your shoes. So
Put
they
a
get,
shirt on.
and they
Comb your mullet.
Did you have to tie the shoes for him?
and they get the shoes, tie
Brush
the
your
shoes.
mullets
tie the
back.
shoes.
Brush your mullets back so
They
you
don't
look
wanna-
like Morgan Wallen.
And then, so the boys, they run out, and then they wanted to ride in the back of the truck.
No, not without a cowboy hat. Run in and grab your hats, boys.
And then I'm like, we can't ride in the back of the truck. There's the Castleberry PD. I'll get a DUI. I was thinking we gotta
I thought you
go.
were drinking LaCroix, Dad.
We gotta go on foot. And so,
what one wheel and the 2 pints.
okay, I get a one wheel. Max grabs his scooter, and Tommy's on foot.
Oh,
my
dude,
God.
that's not, you
Wait
got-
a
you
minute,
and
Max is the runner.
You and Max are a-holes,
Yeah,
dude.
well-
You should have set up Tommy with something. That's not
yeah, he's
fair.
a stick bug. He can't be running
Yeah,
that
you
fast.
need to put him in a wagon and drive in behind you or something.
An avalanche of stuff fell on the scooter, and we can't get it out.
I thought you cleaned the garage.
It's too far gone. So anyway, so then I get on my one wheel, and we start going and we're following the sound of the fire truck, right? And then we see the lights as light crazy, or like over the house.
Castleberry Santa.
And then so we go down the sidewalks, and then we turn the corner, and there he is. He's sitting. No one's around.
Did he have his beard off? And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
No.
Put it up real fast.
a
He's like,
cigarette.
yeah.
Smoking a cigarette.
It's
Like what was that? That's in like Home
Bad
Alone.
Santa?
It's in Christmas Story. Remember this? He puts this.
A lot
No,
of
Home
them.
Alone.
It's in a lot.
He puts it
Yeah.
up fast. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
And Home Alone. He
It
goes,
is Home Alone.
Yeah.
And there is Castleberry Santa and Mrs. Claus sitting on a sleigh on the flatbed. There's a procession of
And Jerry
cops
Demings.
and then carolers and then like a fire truck or whatever. But they're stopped, like getting ready to like
We're
make
about
their
to
way
bust a perp.
down Lakemont or whatever. So, but there's nobody around, like no other kids. Like we're the first.
Nobody
people-
got the memo.
Wait until you figure, like, I tell you how they sent the memo that this was happening. So
Okay.
Anyway, so we pull up, and then now we're just standing there, and Castleberry Santa Claus is from here to that TV to me, like we're
close.
So me
Does he
and the
look good? Does he look good?
me and the boys are just standing there 10 feet, and then he's on like the sleigh, whatever. He looks over and he's like, "Hey kids," and he starts throwing some candy out to Tommy and Max, and they're picking it up. And they're like, "Yay!" And then I'm like, and then they're like, "What do you?"
I wish this candy was wrapped, but we are Castleberry.
There's nobody around, and then so the Santa's like, "Hey, what do you boys want for Christmas?" They're at the conversation.
We want Xbox.
They're talking to him and stuff, and then like we're
Did
standing
you take
there.
notes so you know what the hell to get your kids?
And,
Yeah, you should've listened.
that's a whole different thing. Tommy asked for a VR, Xbox, and PlayStation. That's the only 3 things on his list, and he's like,
I love
"That's
it.
what I want."
I love it.
And then I'm
Wow.
like, Santa,
You
like
gotta
that's
give
too
him one.
expensive.
You got VR already,
And-
so you got take that one off the page.
Well, then he's like, Santa makes this
Exactly.
stuff, right? So he was like,
Oh, he's playing you, bro.
Yeah,
He
I know.
knows. He knows Santa's not
And then I
real.
looked
He
him in the
knows.
eye,
He
I looked at
knows.
him like, "Whoa." Anyway, so we're having this experience with Castleberry Santa. No one's around, and then so he has a conversation. We're standing there for like 3 to 4 full minutes.
Does anybody need a pull off my vape?
So we're standing there, and then like we have this experience. And he throws the candy, a bunch of candy. So only Tommy and Max, they pick it up off the grass
There you
or
are,
whatever.
boys, and here's some coupons for Twin Peaks.
And then all of a sudden, the fire truck takes takes off, and then they all take off, and then like leave.
all a good night.
And then as they all take off, next thing you know, a dozen parents start running down, like running, like, and then their kids are like in
Crying.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, and then they're like, what happened? They're like, I'm like, he was here.
And then they're like, you ruined it. Get him.
And so then me and Tommy and Max started walking home, and then some other old man came out of his house. He's like, oh yeah, I saw they were doing this on my water bill. That's how they advertised it on everybody's water bill. On the bottom, it was like Castleberry Santa will be coming.
Yeah, but you hate Castleberry water bills because you've been feuding with the Castleberry water department for the last 10
Do you even
years.
get your water from Castleberry? I thought there was a description.
I get it from Castleberry. That's the only way.
Yeah,
the
the only way you can get water.
But I thought it was weird. I was like, who reads any font?
I don't even get a physical bill.
On their water bill.
I look at the number and that's it.
I didn't even know they advertise things on a water bill, like events.
They'll put little things in there.
You would think they just mail you a separate piece of paper with the event on it, like
I don't get a paper bill.
for water.
well,
I do.
you could opt not to get the bill, right?
Yeah, paperless.
Yeah, because paperless thing is.
See,
so where do I think they give it to you on the electronic. They put the electronic note, but who reads it?
I do everything online, but I ask for the paper bill just to get back at the government.
To make them do something.
Yeah.
Make them do
They're like,
something.
do you want a paper bill? I'm like, absolutely. Whatever makes it hard for you. Whatever's the hardest for you.
Yeah.
Because I just paid you an exorbitant amount of money for the stupid Baldwin water. So feel free to print out everything and send it to my house.
So then when we got back, and then Crystal, like, she was in her office. She had to make some call or something. And so she runs out. She's like, what happened? And I got a picture. I'll show you the picture. Look at this.
You are the best dad.
And then I was like, if I wasn't an alcoholic,
Yeah, if you had to crack that garage, if he had not cracked that garage to get the smell of black cherry White Claw out of there, you would have never seen Castleberry Santa Claus.
you
You know what? I make a lot of jokes, but that's pretty damn cool.
you can show
Look
Twitch.
at that. Look how cute. Look how cute they are.
That's, like, and there's
Look at
nobody
that,
else
right?
around.
That's all. They got like a private show. You're good. See, you're the fun dad. I always fail at this stuff.
But I would have
That's
never
awesome.
even heard it if I wasn't outside with my garage open.
Sam,
Yeah,
they are
you'd have
so
missed it.
happy. They are so happy in this photo.
By the way, this is like 8:30 at
Look
night.
at Mrs. Claus.
Damn, that's late.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at how cute Mrs. Claus is peeking around the corner. She's like, hi.
You know what? This may have been 6 because it gets dark.
It's dark
so early.
quick,
Yeah. Maybe 8.
8:30 would have been way
We
late.
don't
Yeah.
have anything like that around here.
No, you got
You
something.
guys
like-
had a winter wonderland.
We went to the Baldwin Christmas parade.
No. I want a Santa Claus just driving around in the afternoon.
There's
There were 10
something.
Santa Claus.
There's some kind of old truck, painted fancy old truck with a Christmas tree on a
That's a
trailer.
realty
Yeah,
place.
that guy's
Oh,
a
is it?
realtor. He's
I
a
drove by that. I was
realtor.
like, what the heck is
And-
that?
Yeah, you guys have a Christmas parade.
That's
that we went
Baldwin
to.
Bart Merrick, and he is always drives in the Christmas parade. But I want I think this is a
boring.
cool idea.
Well, the Christmas parade is way better. This is like no one even knew about it because it's the only way they advertise is on your water bill. So only
That's
old people
insane.
knew about it.
Yeah.
And so all the people with parents, they just heard it and then ran out last minute. And I just so happened to be standing outside. Father of the Year. And
Yeah,
then
that makes up for everything else.
that's what I said. That's
What
what I
a Christmas
screamed.
day.
Pretty
She
good
was
one,
probably
though.
pretty proud of you, though,
pretty
right?
good.
That you found that?
Yeah, she was like, "How'd you know?" And I was like,
I didn't.
No, no, of course. I was like,
I
supposed to
read
say,
the water bill.
And White Claw is the reason for the season.
I made up. If someone gives me credit for something, I always take it.
Yeah.
I never dismiss it. I always I knew this was coming. Some listener tipped me off, and then I read about it.
I read
Could have
about
gone
it.
even farther. You could have said, I put in a call. You know,
No, she knows that's a lie.
They could have. I had him swing by, pulled one of the old,
Yeah.
Tom Van switch.
Daniel, please make a new character, Castleberry Santa Claus. Make,
He's
please.
already there. There's already a
Please.
real guy.
I want a song.
Do other
A holiday song,
Okay,
please.
I'll think about it.
Please.
Does Longwood do this? Does
guess
Waterford?
Waterford
Oviedo
Lakes
does.
is not.
Zovito?
They said they have a whole Santa app. You can follow his route.
Waterford Lakes is not a real place. That's
No.
not-
Yeah, no.
There's
Wow.
no lakes.
that's a
There's no lakes.
Well, they're all
there.
man-made. The retention,
Yeah.
Waterford retention. Is
Waterford Lakes is a glorified college apartment complex.
Yeah, it is.
You know what
It's
Waterford
just-
Lakes is to me? Frozen yogurt and booties.
Because when I moved,
It is.
when I moved here in 2000, and that was real old man. To go to UCF, I remember them building Waterford
Yeah.
Lakes, and it started with a strip mall and a
yeah.
Home Depot that I worked at.
Yeah.
And and that was all Waterford Lakes was like the beginning of like there's a Ross Dress for Less and I don't think there was even a Dick's Sporting Goods. It was just like a strip mall.
I've been there that long too.
Home Depot,
Andrea
Target.
used to live
Target
because it's near UCF, and she lived when we first started dating. She was living in this apartment complex. What was the name of it?
Knights Crossing. That's where you lived, right? Or
it wasn't. Yeah,
I live University Club.
It might have been
Club.
Knights Crossing because
Cricket Club.
whichever one that had it was like live on.
Polosies.
No, their tagline was "Live on the edge." ... of campus.
Yeah.
There's one called The Edge. There's one called The Edge, but I think that's a newer term.
But anyway, so we would always end up at like that Waterford Macaroni Grill, or was it a?
Now it's a Duffy's.
Okay, and then there was is there an ale house? There was an ale house.
No, the ale house was built in
There's
2002.
Smoky Bones. There's
No,
a
yeah.
Duffy's.
Smoky Bones was built in 04 because I was there for all this too.
He's a historian of Waterford Lakes.
I know years.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Waterford Lake
I am.
Hello, everybody.
I am.
Let me get my book of
Yeah,
Waterford.
because when I moved here in 2000, they were literally building.
Yeah.
And there was just like little things here and there, and
There was like kitschy little shops. Like you go over there to be like a surf shop.
They got a Buff City soap there.
Okay,
but it's
Yeah.
all corporate shops. It's
There's
not,
no
yeah,
mom
yeah.
and pop.
It's
There's a
not-
tin and taco, which is kind of cool, but
It's not like Sanford, Mount Dora. It's not
No.
like where there's like
No.
kitschy mom and pop. It's all
No.
just corporate side by
Somebody said
side.
there's an RJ Gators. What's that? That sounds awesome.
no, there's no RJ Gators in Waterford. No.
What
There's a
are
Korean
our-
hot
There's a
dog
Gators
place.
dockside.
What
but
are our big independent mom and pop funny named sports bars? I'm into those.
Froggers.
I love a good
Froggers, yeah.
Sharkies. I love a Froggers.
There's
I love a Friendly Confines. I love a
What's
good
the one on Goldenrod?
independent sports bar.
the one in Goldenrod. It's got Gators. It's Gators. It's Gator themed.
Oh my God, my husband took me there. The Thirsty Gator.
Thirsty Gator.
Thirsty-
It
yeah.
is
The
horrible.
courtroom.
No, it's not.
It
They
is
are great.
horrible.
I heard they have good
Fantastic.
chicken wings. I heard.
Oh, I love them. I love them.
the friendly confines.
My favorite, there used to be one, and you'll know this, there used to be one in Deltona, and you'd go, like, if you went all the way
Oh,
up.
the BMX bike.
yeah, and for like 20 years, they'd say, enter to win this BMX bike. The BMX bike had dust all over it.
Oh, yeah.
This BMX bike had been there for, like, decades.
Yeah, like from the 80s,
Yeah.
the movie Rad.
It was, it was
Nice.
like a rad 1988
Yeah, Huffy.
mongoose. Or something. Like,
It went up there with some value, decreased to zero,
Yeah,
and then
back.
increased
yeah,
back.
now it's actually, like,
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
expensive.
the
Have you
vintage-
been to Fish on Fire? It's another like local seafood place off of 528. It's like Conway.
Yeah.
But they have stuff on the walls too, like win this.
Fish on Fire.
Fish on Fire.
We're going to streamline that name, just called it Burnt Fish.
Yeah, they have stuff on the
stupid.
wall that's like win this jet ski or they have a kayak.
that.
It's
Okay,
been there
hold
for
on.
5 years. I
I
don't
like
understand
that.
it.
Another thing I like is a breakfast place where the table has little tiny ads for every insurance agency. in the
Oh
world.
yeah,
And then,
yeah,
and then has a coffee cup with ads from every insurance
yeah.
company.
Those are
I
gone.
love,
Dang, those are all gone.
I love all
Now
of
they still exist. St. Cloud.
them. Yeah. St. Augustine. St.
Yeah,
Augustine.
there's
St.
some
Augustine. St.
areas,
Augustine.
yeah.
Yeah, St. Augustine has a
Although-
lot of those.
I
You-
lived there for a while.
You would think St. Augustine, though, like the value of everything is such a tourist industry.
Yeah,
that,
and a lot of
it's
old people
super-
around there.
super
Palm
expensive.
Coast
It is
and
super
St.
expensive,
Augustine.
and it's like old, kind of crummier houses still. Like the area's old, like
Yeah, but they're all 800 grand.
St.
You
Augustine's,
know-
like St. Augustine Shores, or it's a huge neighborhood of houses. They're all built like in the 60s, and they're all old looking still.
Did
too.
you know that there are so many old people in Palm Coast and St. Augustine that there will be a time in the near future, in the next 10 years, where they'll all die at one time, and it'll be like the rapture, and you'll just be walking around St. Augustine, there'll be no people there because everyone is dead.
It does seem
It's
like
got to happen in some way, right?
they're all around the same age, so you think like, oh, is there
You
going to be?
just
But it all happens
It's just
randomly
dropping everywhere.
Yeah. And then there's another old person in line.
One super cold winter, one cold snap. You know what I mean? It'll
Yeah.
get them.
I thought COVID was gonna, take care of this for us.
What would you say?
I don't know. Why not?
It's been enough time.
Yeah. It's not even
Couple
real. That's what
years.
my governor said.
So Pat, what are you doing for Christmas?
We're gonna do something a little different because Kaylee, my girlfriend's parents, or her mom lives here in town, and my parents live down in Fort Lauderdale. So my mom and dad are gonna come up here, and we're gonna do like a joint Christmas at my house before, like on the 18th or 19th.
Getting closer to hitching your wagon.
And then so then we're gonna do I may not go down because we have to work. Christmas Eve is on a Saturday.
DJ Khaled over here.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's parents get you a gift?
Yeah. We're getting a Blackstone.
Oh, it's a joint.
Oh my God, I thought you were renting a magician.
So you're getting like a joint gift that's actually good.
Blackstones
Yeah.
are dope.
Yeah. And then exactly, we're getting
Blackstones are so fun, man.
I've never had one, so I know
You'll
you
get
guys
to a
talk about
point
them.
where you'll burn yourself out because you'll want to cook on it every night of your life.
See,
It's so fun.
I'm a big fan of like your girlfriend or your wife's parents getting you some super awkward gift that tells everybody they have no idea what you're into or what you like, and then you having to open it in front of everybody and pretend like it's awesome. Like I love the awkwardness of
You know
that.
what I always get? Oh man, that's gonna make some people mad, but I'm okay with it. You know what I always get?
What?
And it makes me a little sad. I'm not ungrateful ever when people give me things, ever. But I'll be honest on the show. For the last 30 years for Christmas, I have received a small box of 4 to 6 different assorted hot sauces.
Oh, I get. Is it from?
And I'm over it.
I get it
I
too.
don't want them ever again. No more.
No more
I
hot
no
sauce?
more. No, I can
You
buy.
like hot sauce?
I do, but I can buy my own. It's not thoughtful anymore.
I have gotten
Now
the
it's
same
thoughtless.
thing. My mom would give me every year. I get I have unopened boxes
Yeah,
of the
I
4
do
to 6.
too.
I
have
regift
4
them.
and 6
I've
in
given
my,
them
I
away.
don't regift them. I can't
Either
do
that
that.
or the Hillshire Farm sausages.
I'll
right?
eat those.
Well,
I will eat the
sausage
sausages.
is good,
Yeah,
but the
I'll eat
hot sauce is like I don't need.
It's generic
Yeah.
hot sauce with a weird
I'm
It's
46.
It's
My
all
stomach is
dusty and
rotting out of
expired.
me.
Yeah.
Every diarrhea I have, or every doo-doo I have is diarrhea. I can't do the hot sauce the way I used to. And they still buy me. They're like, they'll be like, that one's got scorpion peppers in it. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
you.
And you look in the back of my pantry, and it's just little boxes of hot
Yes.
sauces everywhere. It's like a
Yes.
graveyard of hot sauces.
I've got one. So in my closet, like next to the wedge that I stuffed in there. That's it, Dusty too.
Tiffany had a wedge
Oh.
one time. She's here. We'll be talking
Gulf
to her.
of Mexico.
The Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. She's here. She's
and the
about to
Chris-
run in here and slap my cheeks. She's going to run in here and punch me in the face.
Me and
She's
the
a
Chris are moving our
businesswoman.
couch.
You know what's funny is she's changed into an awesome business person. What are we? Same
I
goofballs.
know.
Same idiots.
You're right. We never grew
Yeah,
up.
I could even not say Gulf of Mexico.
Peter Pan of Orlando. What was I saying? I forgot
You
now.
were going to
You
bitch
had
about
something stuffed next to your wedge.
Yeah.
So next to my wedge in my closet, there.
Have your sons ever seen the wedge?
No.
Yeah,
I
they want to
can't-
jump their Hot Wheels over there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
never let them do that.
Your mother lays on that, boys.
No. So is a cufflink case
Oh, yes.
filled with engraved and oddity
From your
cufflinks.
dad?
No. That were gifts from relatives, like Crystal's relatives.
Why
to me.
would any of your relatives ever buy you of all people cufflinks?
Well, that's
cufflink, you don't even have cuffs. You've never had cuffs.
They've never seen me wear shoes.
Do you own a French cuff shirt?
Yes, I have.
You do?
I have suits.
But how many French cuff shirts do you have? I've only ever had 2 at the
He
max.
cuts the holes himself in them from the.
Oh, my God.
Well, they got their own buttons that you're supposed to take the button out
Yeah.
and then put the, I don't know.
But
what
you
the hell.
fold it over.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
One of the cufflinks. This is when during my Predator days, where they got me cufflinks that were made from real, actually played game ball NFL balls. Like so, they're tiny, like tiny.
That is what racist dickhead dads wear to church. These are my NFL cups. These are my NFL cufflinks.
And they're just like little tiny pieces of.
I think Dan Snyder's getting a bad rap.
little pieces of rubber.
And you believe that it's actually
It is.
a
I've
game
seen
ball?
these. No, I've seen these before. They are.
Well, it comes with a certificate.
Certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
There's also
Sure.
I've got ones that are like comic book, Batman
You
comic
hate
books.
comics. You are the Joker, though. So I don't.
There's
I like that they're getting you cufflinks. You hate those.
I've got some pewter ones that have
Pewter?
like TCV2 on them.
TCV. Oh my! Those are your Yellowstones. Wear those. That's like, we're going to a Yellowstone wedding. Wear my TCV3.
They got little orange dots all over them. I think it's rust. They got little orange rust dots because I touched them with my fingerprints and
They've
then
been bluing like an old gun.
Yeah.
they're like an old gun now with little rust dots on them. And I've got like a handful of other ones.
You know, this is why we're in business because
I never wore one
I
one
too
time.
have a drawer. Remember my attaché that I had this valet or this. I think it's called a valet, not an attaché.
An attaché is like a
Yeah, like a
briefcase.
case. No, this is a valet, and it's got these two. It's a piece of furniture. It's got a little seat that you can sit on to put on your loafers or boots. It's got a little place you put your jacket, and it was my dad's, and it was in his room. And one night, I got into an alcohol rage, and I smashed it into a million pieces in our bedroom. And then, shamefully, to sober myself up, I painstakingly glued it all back together. It looks fantastic, by the way. It doesn't. It looks horrible, but I still use it because it's a reminder of my shame. So in the drawer, in the bottom of that, if you pull it out, I too have a collection of cufflinks with my initials in them that I have never used, that people have gifted me.
Yeah.
Linda, our publicist, she gifted me some Tom and Dan cufflinks. Relatives of Andrea's and mine. My father gave me cufflinks. My dad knew me very well and also should have known I never wore a French cuff shirt. Never wearing cufflinks, ever.
It's one of those gifts that you get, like, it's like getting a flask with your name engraved on it. You never actually use this little metal flask. It holds like 2 shots of whiskey. You don't really ever use it.
No BS. That's in the drawer. I have a flask
that you
with
never
my initials
use.
on it that was given to me by a friend that I'll never use.
Yeah, that's how it is.
These are not things that guys like goofballs like you and I use. We're just not.
Oh, I've got a giant beer mug with it says Thomas and Crystal's wedding 2007. Crystal put it on our China hutch.
The beer stein.
It was like just a big glass. And I'm like, they got this at the mall.
Yeah.
Things to remember.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't belong in the China hutch.
And it's too big. It's a big.
This is one of one. This is bespoke. This is bespoke.
Put your LaCroix in there.
No, it's.
Oh, yeah, you could drink your
18 pounds. 18 pounds. Pat, where can people find you? Cadillac Pat.
Find me in Waterford Lakes, the
Yeah.
best, hottest little spot in town,
Hottest
the Brass
little
Tap.
spot in Orlando.
The Brass Tap inside Waterford Lakes between the movie theater and LA Fitness. I'm there every weekend night. During any good night, I'm there.
And he's got treasures to
I
find.
got treasures hidden.
Yeah.
Did you ever find the treasure I hid in your house?
Yes, I did.
Oh, damn it. I hid
That is the scariest thing you could say to anyone that you visited
I
their
meant
house.
to send you a picture. Yes, I did.
That's
I
what
hid-
serial
I
killers.
did.
I hid it in your panty drawer.
That's where I found it.
You'll find it. It may look different by the time you find it.
The treasure is a toilet cam.
toilet cam.
All right.
I
Thanks, Pat.
took a
Yes.
treasure. I mean, I buried it.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Wow.
Hey, Castleberry Santa Claus. I want it.
Is Castleberry Santa Claus?
want the
He wants
song.
a song? Okay.
Yes.
Maybe
I'll
we get
just-
Jolly to do some rapping in it.
He doesn't rap. That's D-Rug.
Hey, what happened to D-Rug? Yeah,
not
we're
racist at all.
Wow.
Hey, excuse me. All you black fellas can rap, right? Is that what you're saying, Grandpa?
I did not say that.
He put his cufflinks on and said that.
If you ask Jolly to rap, he can rap. Anyway, all right.
He absolutely cannot rap.
He doesn't even listen to music.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He didn't know who
Just a
Run the
little
Jewels
bit,
were.
A little bit.
Run the Who, he
It-
said yesterday.
D-Rug's his best friend. I'm sure.
Yeah, he's the one that raps.
Well, I'm sure in the, if you're hanging out, I could do kind of what Daniel
Yeah.
does. A little bit. All right, bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
job, buddy.
That's funny.
Let me save this. What's up, Tip?
Hey.
The hardest working lady in show
I think we're
business.
doing her
Where's
Friday.
that go?
That is Wednesday 3 and 4.
Have anything for Wednesday?
Not anymore because we decided not to put Anna Lepoli there. The 14th. Wednesday the 14th.
So Wednesday, it'll be this coming Wednesday?
Yes.
It'll be on the radio show tomorrow.
I'm like, what day is today?
1 and 2.
3 and 4.
Thank you guys for 12, 14, 22.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. I mean, even
Yeah, I knew you'd find it. It was pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
Good.
I did find it. And now it's up there on our fridge.
God bless it.
you and your. You know that I was one of the first people to meet Cadillac Pat.
Because I was playing her on Words with Friends, and on the radio she's like, yeah, that guy from Hula Hands, and she's like, Cadillac Pat, because that's my name on Word of Friends. 2007.
I was the
But no,
first.
but I knew TC from just going to events before that.
Yeah, I'm the first person.
Yeah.
And now we have a friend fight.
Yeah.
But me and Cadillac Pat
I got her first paid gig as a performer. You remember you?
Because you were like, we were barely even. I didn't even think you guys knew each other.
Yeah, we knew each other. I would go to like a beer fest.
Radio events.
Yeah, but I never was in a studio until I worked at Houlihan's. Like, that was
Yeah,
like
because we were a sponsor or whatever. And then
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah,
That was
forgot
really-
Pat worked at
Your comment
Houlihan's.
in there is really funny, DJ. You just get.
And you have a pager.
Yeah.
I remember I did go to
He
Houlihan's
never grew up.
He's a Bluetooth speaker, but
looking for Cadillac Pat once.
that was on my
How have you been?
Good.
Just,
I went to your. I heard them talking about your new bar in Cocoa Beach.
Yeah.
It's the old breezeway.
You know, I haven't done a Tom freestyle in a while. You know, I'll bring that back. I'll try to bring that back. I gotta turn the air down. Did it get hot as
It
fuck in
did.
here?
They were talking about it a few months ago as if it was open, so that's great for them to make it seem. I'm like, we went to Jonathan's next door. I like Jonathan's.
Yeah.
And we went to
So
Janet
does
Reed, and I'm
everybody
like,
else for some reason.
Well,
Well.
we're gonna talk about all
Oh.
no, but you're fine. You go to Janet Speedway too. Like,
Yeah.
that's a good spot too.
all
Like,
right.
there's a whole little-
It's a
say
great
hi.
location. It's just like, well, and I'll talk to you
I'll
guys
stay
about
here
some
with you
reason,
guys.
but,
I'm a little sweaty. It's hot in there. I apologize.
They all get hot and horny when Tiffany gets here.
It's open, yeah, 2 weeks. This is our third Monday, so
Cool.
we're already on Thursday. So yeah, we've been open almost 3 weeks now.
It's
It is an interesting business, man.
It's such an insane amount of work that I can't even comprehend. Me and Dana were talking.
What are you guys doing for Christmas? Hanging out with family? You going out of town?
Her endeavor is
Have you got all your shopping done?
I knew what I was getting into, but nowhere near what I knew what I was getting into.
Yeah,
Like, you think you know what you're getting into?
We will be out the 19th,
Because I thought I'd be able to.
December 19th, all the way until January 2nd. We come back January 2nd.
Of everything that needs to happen, like, we missed the calamari on the
Vermont.
so we're, you know what I mean? Like, there's
What is there to do in Vermont? I don't know anything at all about Vermont.
a toilet is blocked. You're the one that does it. There's like,
Yeah, we get 2 weeks off.
if there's something that,
Exciting.
like, there's
you're keeping an entity up and running and having to live.
Let semantics take over on days off. That means more fucking work for me, EJ. What are you talking about? I want those days off. I don't want to record anymore. I got to record tonight. I'm recording with Ono Radio Show tonight. I'm literally messaging with Owen trying to figure out when I can get in and out there.
you're not fixing everything.
Georgia? What part of Georgia? Ghost of Minute Bowl. I got a lot of fam in Georgia.
Literally running, like food running, drink running, bartending, like doing everything last Friday. And he's sitting at the
I do want to go to Disney Springs and Sushi Pop.
They literally just said to me, they pop out of the kitchen. The two
Hell yeah, Macon, Georgia.
bring me up. And I'm like,
Spent a lot of time in Macon when I was a kid.
so I'm like, show me how to make a fucking quesadilla. So I'm literally making quesadillas now. That's like my
We got to pick a day, Christine.
fucking crazy.
Not the
Alright.
21st. Well, maybe on the way. Well, nah.
What up, y'all?
I'll be in like Lake Mary area on the 21st.
behind the bar by herself in the back there.
Yeah. Oh, let's go to like the Hangar Bar at Disney Springs. They got good whiskey. Or Polite Pig has good whiskey.
How's the food at Polite?
Good. It's good.
I've never
It's
been.
one of the better places if you're getting a quick bite.
Andrea and I got in a fight about that place because she went there without me,
Oh.
and I'm real big on that. And I was like, "You went there without me," and it hurt my feelings. Oh my god.
I'm not riding those stupid car boats. Number one, they look terrifying because they
Love
look
you,
like they're
buddy.
gonna
Be
sink
good.
at any moment. But it's also like $75.
Yeah, they're
an hour.
expensive.
It's
That's the reason.
crazy.
It's not
Hey.
like I would give it a shot. What up, Tip?
Little table now. I don't remember this.
Yeah, we're about to make some changes here too soon.
Here?
Yep,
Yep.
that's you, and then those are your headphones, and that's your microphone, and you know how to do all of this.
All right.
You only did it for
This will be Friday, you said, right?
15 years.
It was only 10.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Good for you. Smart to get out of there.
Well, not. I mean, you guys are still doing fine
I don't know. Yeah, we're all right. We're all
Wow.
right.
in a different light.
Well, it's a little what you're experiencing, except for now. Like at the beginning, it was well,
Your
we're
hair
still
looks
working
great.
hard.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm about to get it done tomorrow.
Yeah, owning your own business.
Liza?
That's
Are you still going to see her?
Are we on?
Yeah, we are. yeah, never
Yes,
mind.
we are.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
on.
we are on. Sorry.
we're on
I didn't-
Twitch.
yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
we'll
That's-
Moving on.
We'll talk after.
Is this for Friday?
This for Friday.
Okay.
So
Friday
Friday,
it
1.
is. That is. I already named that guy. I'm just talking this out in my brain. He is labeled. Okay. I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
You know where this is going?
Yeah, this is Friday 1.
You want to
This
start?
Friday. Yeah, sure.
Here we go. Jeff, can you hear okay?
I can, yeah. Thank you.
Great, great. Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
What do we do? Anything to plug? We're getting good at this. We're getting better at the plugging.
You can order any piece of merch as long as you order it before, I believe, December 16th, and you can get it before Christmas. Eric will send it out, and I'd get it now before the inventory gets low, and then you don't get your size and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
we had that happen even at the Bad at Business Beer Fest, where people snatched up so many of the hoodies that we were running out of sizes. So.
We don't order that much because, of course,
we're
we're not a
tiny. We're tiny.
apparel company. So it's like we order a little.
We will be,
orders
though.
of-
Soon we will be
Pretty much.
an apparel company, and I don't want to make any predictions, but Adidas, we're coming for you. Coming for you.
And if you want tickets to any upcoming Solar Bears game, you can get them through our site. We're section 118 at
118.
tomanddan.com. Get your tickets through there. We'll be there December 16th. So a friend of the show and new bar and restaurant owner that
Yes.
is now currently open,
Yes.
the Salty Sisters,
Yes.
Tiffany Martin. How you doing,
Hey,
Tiffany?
I'm here. Woo!
So, I follow you on social, Tiffany, and me and Daniel have frequent talks in the morning.
Where's this going?
Yeah, I don't know either. It sounds creepy to me, though.
We 2 days a week, I have to take my son to cross country, which involves me getting him to school.
Which is a country bar that he goes to. They take line
He's a
dancing
bouncer.
class.
Did you guys ever take that when you were in 5th grade?
Line
They
dancing?
made you take line
I'm too
whatever it's
old.
called.
I'm too old. They didn't have
They
line
did it
dancing.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Everybody says that. We never had that
No,
in my school
I was too
either.
old. We had FFA. We had the.
I had
the-
square dancing.
Good
which
old-
we would just,
I didn't have that either.
In what elementary school we learned how to line dance?
Yeah, we didn't have
Fact,
square
we did
dancing.
not do that.
we did square dancing, which was odd choice in Miami.
Miami,
It
yeah.
was just like in the late 80s in Miami. It's
They
weird.
got a four corner dancing.
Yeah, but so you did it too,
Wakanda.
though.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about.
In PE.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part of it.
That's the problem.
But
This guy
these
was
two didn't
square
have
dancing
it.
in
No,
PE.
I
They
didn't.
didn't have it, and we did. That's weird because I hear that a lot of people had it.
I don't know why. but
Makes no sense.
anyway.
Did you
so-
guys were you guys all in a one wooden schoolhouse? I was.
So anyway, okay.
So you take him to cross country.
Yes, and then in the morning, I get here at 8 instead of 9 in the morning, and so me and Daniel have the Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's our discussion time.
We do a lot of chatting. That's what,
That makes sense.
We do
now.
a chatting with the masters with
And
ourselves.
then I come in, and then you guys bombard me with all your kooky ideas.
yeah.
And
Now
I'm
she
like,
gets
what
it.
the hell's been going on?
Now
It's
she
always
gets
Tuesday
it.
and Thursday.
Finally.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're
Now
right.
it makes sense.
It's
And we
Kooky
tell-
Tuesdays and Kooky Thursdays.
And then we tell
Tom's like, so I've been thinking. I'm like, oh, God.
yeah,
there's
we're
a
like, you're gonna
bunch-
do a best of Samantha, but it's things
It's
you
all
hate.
terrible things.
we'll re-traumatize you by
Yeah,
listening
and
to
you're-
horrible things.
We're gonna make you cut your own worst of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was one of the ideas.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that's an actual idea.
So
You're like, I know we don't have much time, but here's more work.
And and often in those discussion times, we bring up, I wonder how stressed out Tiffany is right now
Because we're stressed out, and I'll just be like, but can you imagine
Being a bar owner.
running a complex of a bar?
yeah, a huge bar and restaurant, the food, the restaurant, the bar, like keeping track of liquor inventories, the beer reps constantly.
I don't
the
even
liquor
know
reps,
where to start.
Staff.
The
Yeah.
staff, the
I don't even know
city,
where to start. I'm proud of you, but man, oh man.
Oh, don't bring it all
the
up.
letters. My
See,
God,
that's all they do, Tiffany. They just re-traumatize you. They bring you in. Oh.
Welcome
it's
to
so easy. It's like
Gosh, it's
So easy to be a man.
it lights back up. Anyway,
Okay, well, let me just tell you this. You're right on, and I'm surprised that you, as like, no offense, an average person not being a restaurant owner, even understands that how many layers it really is.
It's too many.
well, I see.
the inventory part of it, I suffer from
Yeah.
anxiety. The discussion this
yeah,
morning, I'll
no.
give you a real
Well-
one we talked this morning. You and I were talking about it, and I said, it makes my, I showed him, I had goosebumps. I go, thinking about how much, something simple, how much hamburger meat or how much steak that I'm going to grind, whatever, how much potatoes. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to start. Do I Google that?
I went, like, after the food trucks came, our first week. So we opened during the art festival, which in Cocoa Beach is like their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So our opening weekend, which we wanted to be open by the art show, that was the goal.
Right.
And so a lot of things happened, push back. So it ended up being our opening weekend. And so that was a good thing because a lot of people noticed us, but it was a bad thing because we learned a lot.
Right.
And so
Trial by fire.
we ran out of wings, burgers, buns. I mean, the main things halfway through Saturday night, which was like, so I went to every grocery store and I'm like running down the grocery stores, like just piling things into my cart just so that people won't say, well, they don't even have cheeseburgers.
Right.
And like our cook told us how much to order, but even he didn't know. So
you've never been open.
Yeah,
before.
nobody knows.
You need a history, and why I know this, a little bit of this, and I only know a little bit. Is
substantial sauce.
No, I don't know anything from there. I learned how to steal from them.
Oh my God! I just took a sip of Diet Coke. It's now in my nose.
We learned how to turn off the register after a certain time and just take cash from customers and launder
and
money.
just steal.
But my buddy Fernando, you've met Fernando,
Okay.
and he's a
hell of a restaurant manager.
Well,
like that guy knows his way around.
He's
it.
basically a general manager for Sports
and
Grill
he's done
down
it
in
for
Miami.
so long. He's
And,
he's the guy.
And so
you know?
every time I see him, I literally, we have beers, and I'm like, tell me how hard real life is. And then he tells me horror stories
Gotcha.
of
Okay,
people,
so you know.
The one he
people not
told
showing
us.
up, and then he's like, he's this guy, you had to rehire him, he quit, he rehired him, begged him to come.
Or don't even get me started on the
Oh my God.
fluctuation of the price of chicken wings.
Oh, they have
Like
to
the
they
chicken
lose
wing?
money.
Chicken
My
wing
hair
market.
has my hair has goosebumps when you just mentioned that. Like
Yeah.
that's how
Prices go up. Prices
that's how
go
much
down.
I'm affected
Yeah.
by everything you're saying.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Like, it's
customers
so
are
crazy.
bitching. They won't wear masks. That was back then.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I'm
he's
glad
like,
I don't have to deal with that right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I know.
Oh,
We're
he told
open,
me,
baby.
and he's like, it's not me. This is the thing. He's like,
Yeah.
don't get mad at me. Anyway, and so he tells me a little bit about it and just how hard it is, and that's just the
General manager. That's not the owner where it's his personal money either.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's at the point where then it's so big that the owners, like at this point, they just have to make a decision. But
He does all the work though.
When you start a bar and restaurant, the owners have to do all this work, and they have to you learn how
You gotta carve it out, man.
Yeah, because we wouldn't know who to even have for our general manager right now. And general managers get paid like $90,000 a year now.
Yeah,
which I mean, that would be all of our profit. You know what I'm saying? Like we obviously can't afford it right now.
Of course, that doesn't make any sense. You build that, but by building a successful bar and restaurant, it's an insane-o amount of work. And like you said, you're running to the grocery store because you didn't know that you were going to sell out of this particular product. So all that comes with experience, and and I'm sure 2 years from now, it's going to be a lot easier than the first 3 weeks of opening.
Yeah,
So
don't get calamari tonight is all I'm going to say. Because on my text here, the Cisco truck came Wednesday, and they just texted me, by the way, we're out of calamari. I'm like, could have told me that yesterday.
Yeah.
So, and then you can't order, like if you don't put it on the Cisco truck, I can't just order, okay, now we just need 1 case of calamari tomorrow. Like they're not going to come for one
Right.
case. So now I either have to A, be out until our next order, or B, I have to go to the store. So guess what happens? I go to the store. And I go to the store quite often. I think I went to the store, I'm not exaggerating, 18 times last week with a 10-month-old baby and a 3-year-old. So
Babies, I have found that babies at 3 months old are very helpful at the store.
I'm not BSing you. So now I have my 3-year-old pushing my daughter in the
good
cart,
for him.
and I just say, "Stay right next to me, stay,"
Yeah,
because I have so many carts. I can't push a cart with a kid in it because that has food in it.
Oh my God.
So
stressed out business mom.
it's like everybody used to tell me, "Oh, you're the hardest woman. You're the hardest working woman." I'm like,
Yeah.
that was nothing. That was
Compared to
nothing.
this,
I would
yeah.
stay up all night promoting my band on the internet. Oh my gosh, I
Right.
would love to do that right
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all perspective.
Being
isn't it?
a business owner with 2 small children, that is the difference right there. I could probably do it somewhat easier. It's the 2 small children factor that really make it more difficult. Like today I'm doing the schedule and all my daughter wants to do is sit in my lap the whole time. And I'm like, just give me 5 minutes. Can I finish the
So
schedule?
then Tom makes you come all the way over here.
Drive all the way.
And then she's like, can I do it Zoom? And you're like, no.
You have to physically be here. So I can awkwardly hug you in the lobby.
It's better this way.
I need my one hug.
How else am I going to squeeze you next to me?
No, this is actually nice because it's like a time where I have a
Yeah,
babysitter for like 2 hours.
Yeah, you probably promised her some of our calamari, too. I'm taking that home, sir.
But now you used up your one babysitter favor.
Oh, man.
But all
I
right.
know how it works.
My dad has done everything from hanging like every
Rick.
Budweiser sign
He's the
to
best.
watching my kids. So again, always shout out to
How's
my
he
dad.
doing?
But
Doing good?
there's no way I could do this without my dad. Like no way. I wouldn't want to, but it would be impossible. I wouldn't even attempt
Is
it.
he your
without him.
general manager right now? Like,
Pretty
is he-
much, yeah. No, like even the staff
Rick's
all
the
know
best,
Rick.
yeah.
Like,
Now
Rick,
he-
we need something.
Well,
and,
he's the most reliable human being on the face of
Yeah.
the planet.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean,
Also,
I knew
he-
he'd pop up. I mean,
oh yeah,
he
I know.
owned a bar at one time.
Yeah.
He
You know, like,
did,
so
yes.
he knows.
And you know what's so crazy? We just saw a flyer from when he owned Maui's, and you could get 10 chicken wings for $8 there.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
if we could get that right now, I would leave this interview to get that.
Yes, I would.
That's
Yeah.
an impossibility.
2006 prices? What is it?
Well, yeah, that's when he had it.
it.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, so what were your sales at the end of the day? He's like, I don't even remember. And then we tried pulling up some old sales, and they were like half of what we are, but they were having more customers. And I'm like, oh, it's your prices. You were like $2 soup, things like
Right.
that. So
Yeah.
it's just not like
Dollar
that anymore.
tacos is
Oh,
not a thing anymore. It's not. It's just not.
But you can't even.
You can't find
You're
it.
losing money if you're charging that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you-
that's
you-
what it is off the truck. That doesn't include anywhere near the overhead.
No.
And the overhead is so much more than people even think. Just like the soda companies paying for the plumbing companies, just to use the computers, like the handhelds that the girls are using, each one is $50 a month per server. So it's like,
Damn.
every little thing is so expensive. You really have to make a lot of money to make it in this business.
And then your customers are like, $12 for a
Yeah.
burger. What? I remember when it was $8. And you're like, that was 15 years ago, old
Yeah.
man. What
But
the hell?
even McDonald's is crazy expensive.
I know,
Yeah,
everything
everything.
goes up.
Everything
but it's
is.
funny because people complain about the prices. I'm like, yes, that's what happens. Like,
Yeah.
that's how money works.
You know, I've
Like,
actually,
things get more
I have
expensive.
not gotten a complaint about the prices yet. I've gotten a few just on the first day. I got a few, like a server, like her first day didn't push send to go to the kitchen. So it had been 45 minutes and they still didn't have their food. And then I'm going to the table. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know it's our first day. We just opened. It's our first. And like, they don't give an S. If it's your first day, if it's ours, like they don't
know.
care. And I'm like, what can I do to make this happy? I will comp your bill. And she's like, nothing. Nothing can make me happy.
I'm going to write a terrible review.
That's what she said. That's what
I'm
she
gonna
said.
kill myself in your parking lot.
Why do you go to extremes?
She was like,
man?
I'm not recommending this place. I'm going to write horrible reviews. And I'm like, I
For the
called your
rest of my
bill.
life, you have picked on the wrong person.
And I'm like, what else can I do? I'm a brand new owner. Like, I'm pleading with this
Aw,
lady,
man.
and she does not care. She's looking down. It was disrespectful.
Now, if
My son's meal came out after mine.
Oh,
and I
that
was
is
like,
disrespect. No,
oh
who
my
cares?
gosh. And then she was like, you're the fourth person to tell me you guys just opened. I was like, we've been open.
Well,
Well,
Worked
that's
out,
the
right?
reason, you dumb old hack.
I know.
you bitch.
And I don't have the thick skin yet. Like, my sister's like, did you tell her not to ever come back? And I'm like,
Well, your sister's been a bar
yeah,
owner for
because
a
my
while.
sister owns a
She's
bar.
hardened.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, that sounds like us. I am Elise, and you are Tiffany. And
Yeah.
he's like,
And you're like,
being
no
cool, and I'm
confrontation, no
like-
confrontation,
I'm
no
like, kick him in the balls.
And Elisa's like, tell him not to ever come back. I don't care. And I'm like, Elise, you can't say that to anyone.
Yeah, okay, I was going to ask you about
Because she
that,
has
Tiffany.
thick skin. I don't
You
have
guys
it
are
yet,
so
you know?
cute, though. Yeah, she's
We're
done
definitely
it.
the yin and yang. I could not do it
Yeah.
without her.
Now-
Oh my God, I could not do it
Yeah,
without my
she's
sister.
done it. She's done it.
Tiffany, this is an honest question because I've been wanting. Of course, we have you on here. We're promoting. Go to Salty Sisters. Check out Tiffany's bar. It's right there in Cocoa Beach. It's
Yes, 24 North Brevard. So it's where the old Jenna's Breezeway. Everybody in Brevard County knows Jenna's Breezeway. It was famous for like 5 years, and then it wasn't really doing well for 2 years, and then we bought it, a couple months ago. So everybody knows where it is, but if you don't, it's 24 North Brevard, and it's now called Salty Sisters. It's me, my sister, and my brother-in-law that own it.
That's fantastic.
I'll put this out
Thank
there.
you.
Anybody who goes by, takes a selfie, puts it on the BDM page, or the, just
and write a good review.
Hashtag
to,
Salty-
Yay, thank you.
Offset that bad
to
review.
offset that dumb lady.
we will
I
send
don't even know if we have a Yelp yet, but if we do, then write a good review, please.
Man, trust me, you probably already do because people are nuts.
Tom and Dan will send you a gift in the
Yep,
mail
we
if
will.
you just prove that you went to Salty Sisters. They're a watering hole now.
Yep. I can't wait to.
We got a plaque here. I was
swing
supposed to give you
You
that.
might.
Yeah,
We'll
we
dig
did have
around.
one, but you were using it to do your kratom off of.
Green
don't
now.
talk
Yeah,
about
that's what you need for ultimate energy when you're running a bar is kratom.
So I did think about this because there is a learning curve with every new business, right?
Yeah.
So I imagine like you're gonna have your grand opening in
January 14th is
Okay.
our grand
Oh, nice.
opening.
And I'm gonna try to make it out there, and we're gonna try to bring as many BDMs for your grand opening. But I was hesitant in really pushing people to go out to your bar right now because I was worried that like maybe you were just you're still learning
working out the kinks,
Yeah.
soft
Because-
opening, figuring things out, changing the menu daily, changing the menu weekly.
I changed the menu 6 times already, and then
Yeah.
I finally ordered my hard copies. There's 2 spelling errors that I don't care anymore about. So it's like, and maybe people will point it out, and then it'll make them talk. Who
It's the
cares?
Tom and Dan way.
Yeah.
We've been misspelling since 09.
I don't know.
We just
Yeah.
leave it.
We
I
have
love
merch
I
merch
left it. I
misspelled.
left it. I don't even
We
care.
have merch
I
that's
changed it 10
misspelled. We had
times.
shot glasses that misspelled. I think
Yeah.
we had commemorative plaques for people that passed
Yeah.
away that were misspelled. It's it's fine.
It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. People think it's charming, or they don't.
Or they
notice
don't
because
you
they
know.
can't read.
If they
it.
don't think it's charming, they think you're special needs.
yeah,
And then they'll feel bad for us,
Yeah.
and
So
hopefully
We've
come.
had that.
Do you were you concerned like with people because now with the internet, and it's we should talk to Rick about this. I'm gonna have a beer with Rick at Salty
Wait a
Sisters
minute.
Bar.
Having a
Is that
beer
his
with
new
Rick.
And just because I imagine that's something that he didn't have to deal with as much is like how easy it is for people to leave bad reviews or whatever, or like crazy people that will leave some review.
And sometimes
you're
you
like,
don't have any recourse.
Yeah.
and you're like, this hurts my business. Do I I understand if I try to make it better, or you're leaving a review about like something that's like totally uncontrollable or that doesn't make any sense. Like I don't like mahi mahi. Well, that's your personal
You
opinion.
didn't tell me this was fish.
Yeah,
Fish.
People will complain about the dumbest
Yeah.
ass ever.
Why
More
weren't you
people-
open when the hurricane was coming through?
Yeah. So
Yeah, more people will be apt to go on and leave a bad review than a good review.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
And then when
Yeah.
people go to Google it, and then look what happens. And I don't know if I have bad reviews, so don't try to go on and
Somebody in the
leave
chat
a bad
room-
one just because I was mean to you 10 years ago.
No, somebody in the chat room actually made me laugh because they were like, just don't claim your Yelp and then you don't have to worry about it. I said,
Oh,
That's brilliant.
okay.
well, we
But, I guess people do use it to try and navigate the space.
let's as a BDM family just inundate Salty Sisters with good reviews so that crazy people can't ruin it, because I feel like especially or people that don't
We are
won't
a
give
fair shake show.
won't
you know?
give you any grace for your first couple weeks of
Yeah.
opening, and there's we're still figuring things out, the service will get better or whatever, but people just are crazy and they're
Yeah.
like, no excuse.
But that being said, I am so shocked on how many people around town, and word has spread how great our food is. So I was actually surprised about that. I thought maybe we won't come out with the greatest food. We'll just get by with bar food, but we did something completely different, and it's really taken off, and everybody in the area is talking about how great our burgers are.
I
so,
saw some listeners go there and talk about how good
yeah,
the food was.
it's bizarre how much the word is spread about our food being so great, because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting, I saw, Tiffany from the radio there, and that was cool, or their drinks are strong because we know we're pouring a little bit stronger drinks, or we know that we have a great atmosphere because I spent so much time and energy with my family building it that way, but I wasn't expecting this about the food. So although restaurant things, the number one thing you should focus on is the food, maybe I wasn't, and it's surprisingly the best thing about us. So
That's a
I'm
great
kind of
accident,
excited
right?
about it. Yeah.
That's an awesome accident to have, is when people are like, yo, this food is really good. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, wasn't thinking about that. That's really good to
At
know.
the time, and then
Yeah.
actually one of your listeners started writing me about 2 months ago about when they found out that I first bought the restaurant. A guy named Brian, one of your listeners, started emailing me different, I think he...
Here's a picture of my teeth.
I'm getting scared
I
of where
didn't-
this is going.
Oh, man.
When someone says one of our listeners are emailing you, I'm just like,
I've
Wait
got
for
the
it.
I've
I'm
got
not
the
gonna say his last name
Weinstein
'cause I
bat
don't know.
ball sewn to my thighs.
No, so he's just like he's cool. No, it's a good thing.
All right,
Yeah, it's a good thing. I'm going somewhere good with this. So he starts messaging me all these like options, and you should check out this burger and this burger and this burger, and they're really easy to cook. And but it's just the way that you cook them. So I started reading this advice and doing it at home and getting the books on these people that he was referring me to and watching their YouTube videos, and that's what we've been doing, and that's what's working for us.
Nice.
So it's actually and I told him that I've texted him many times saying, hey, just so you know, you really helped us on a different level that you don't even understand.
Sure.
Because to get a burger basically to temp every single time, like medium, well, rare, or whatever, people are going to complain. They're going to send it back. It's going to send our kitchen into a frenzy. He created it where we don't have to worry about that, and it's more focused on like the toppings and the way that they are grilled together and everything, and it has saved us and it has put us on the map.
Nice.
And it's really been
And
incredible.
I love hamburgers.
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
Like one of your people did that.
I'm like so excited to hear that. I thought it was going to be a D pick.
No,
really
it
did.
was really a
I'm-
good
I'm
thing.
glad
I
it's
thought it was
like-
gonna be Giuseppe. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no.
Well, he's a good dude.
We had a guy named Giuseppe apply.
We know.
Oh, you know Giuseppe.
Tom promised him he'd be your new general manager.
He works at my friend's restaurant, like as their cook. Should we talk about this off air?
It's
it's
fine. It's
fine.
just
No,
happy.
he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
I saw. Well, he.
We love just.
Are you sure we're talking about the same Giuseppe?
Oh,
yeah.
Italian juggalo.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Daniel. Thomas said I'm going to be the new GM of South Sister.
It sounds like he's doing a racist voice, but it's his
Wait a
actual
minute.
voice.
Like the same.
It's
Did he
Yes.
work there before a long time ago for our same chef?
Oh yeah. He knew.
okay.
Giuseppe knows everybody.
Yeah, he knows
Yeah.
everybody.
Okay, then it is.
He
the
also
same
has my
Giuseppe.
number. He's gonna
Yeah.
text me in a minute.
He's like,
all right?
hey, I'm on the show. Did I get to the job?
Well, he told at first he's like, "Can you put in a good word? I want to apply for Tiffany's Salty Sisters." And then I was like, "Uh-oh," and then I didn't. And then next thing he texted me back, he's like, "Hey, thanks, I got the job." And I was like, "Uh-oh."
No, okay, listen to this.
I'm joking.
Giuseppe, I scheduled an interview for him. An hour I'm sitting there. He doesn't show up to his interview on the first
I knew
day.
that would happen.
On the first day. And then I text him an hour later and I said, "Are you coming to your interview?" And I didn't even know you guys knew him.
Here's a picture of my D.
And he says,
It's me.
so 3 hours later, he texts me back, "Sorry, I had a family tragedy."
Oh, that's what they all say.
And
That's what I tell my drug dealer when I'm running late.
And I'm not trying to be mean, but like
I'm joking.
if you're gonna have a family tragedy, you kind of text the person like right away, "I'm so sorry,
You're
I'm
not gonna
having
make it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm cool with that. But don't text me 3 hours later like, "Oh, by the way, I had a family
You
tragedy."
told him to text family tragedy. Tom told him, he's like, just say family tragedy. It'll be fine.
It always works.
Yeah, family tragedy, and then they try food
They
poisoning.
never ask questions on family tragedy.
Yeah,
People
it'll
are like,
get you right
"Oh."
through.
Yeah, don't.
Smooth sailing.
And it's funny because the 3 people that haven't showed up have all 3 used family tragedy.
Oh, a lot of
And
tragedy.
they're all like Giuseppe, Luigi, Mario. They're all
Yeah.
Tom's Italian bookie friends.
So then I
If
said,
I know about it, like family tragedy is it? I like.
so I was excited because we
How
had
many tragedies can you have?
so nobody had
A lot.
applied at the point. So I was like, okay, I'm waiting for this guy Giuseppe to come, and then I talked to the.
I'm glad I brought this.
I talked to the chef, and he
We were hard
talked
as
to me
feelings.
about Giuseppe,
He's
and we'll
fine.
talk off air what he said. But anyways, he works for my friend's company.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
So it's all good.
I landed on my feet.
Anyway, so
I have
people think we're
missed you
joking.
so much. You're such good
I have
energy.
so much fun.
You're
on the
so
show, I
awesome.
swear.
And I know our listeners are just itching to we're gonna blow this place up.
yeah,
and make it awesome.
We'll announce some.
I'm putting all my eggs in your basket.
Yeah,
So- This is the only advertising I'm doing.
Listen,
Oh, that's why it worked for Gringos. That's what they said.
I'm gonna
really?
make
Yeah, we were the only people they said they advertised.
rich and famous beyond your possible dreams.
This is
Because
what
the
he
last
told-
time I called
I'm
when
the
I needed
Giuseppe
like
of podcasting.
Get ready for a lot of tragedy.
Yeah, family imagine.
when you text me, hey, where's everybody else?
Where's my wildest dreams?
Tragedy.
Family tragedy. Works every time.
That would be a great name for our new podcast when this one ends. It should just be called Family Tragedy.
So, okay, so Tiffany, what are some of the other things? Because you bring up a good point in the lobby when you first got here. You're like, I didn't realize how
You don't
many,
have shoes on.
well, how many different like things you will have to do that you didn't expect to do. Like for instance, like running to the grocery store last minute.
yeah. I mean, I've been to the grocery store a lot, but then one thing, like, so I scheduled 2 cooks. Our kitchen is kind of small, and so I scheduled one cook to cook and one cook to like do the prepping and stuff like that. And then when we were like Saturday came rolling around, and there's just like ticket. So their whole entire thing is tickets, and there's a line of tickets like coming out like this long. And one of the girls just comes up to me.
Oh, this is like on the cooking shows.
And she's like like our cooks are amazing.
Yeah. What's that show called? Fernando loves it. He says it's a real super
well, there's
accurate.
like Chopped. There's
No,
you mean
the
the
one
bear?
where you
The bear.
The bear.
Oh, okay. I thought the one.
No,
where
but
you're
I'm talking
fixing the
about
restaurants.
I'm talking about like the Gordon Ramsay ones
Oh,
where
okay,
the tickets keep coming in, and he's like walks in there and he's like, the tickets are piling up, and then he goes, shut it down.
I almost had to do
I love
that. I almost had to do that
Really?
on Friday. Oh my gosh, my cook is smoking 2 cigarettes at a time.
Hold on a second, I used to do that.
He said
He's a radio man.
He said when there's 3 cigarettes in his fingers, then don't even talk to him.
I like this guy.
I like this guy too.
Chef Dan. His name's Dan.
Shout out! Hey, I used to smoke 2 cigarettes at a time. I'm lighting them off of each other as a stressed out radio boy.
Oh yeah, I think I accidentally texted you a picture trying to text it to
The slicer, the meat slicer.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
okay. So I
There we go.
It's in the middle of the night. I'm trying to look at like X videos without my wife seeing. So I've got my phone angled to me, and I get a text from Tiffany, and it's just a picture of a meat slicer, and it
And
just
I
says,
said,
"Is
"Does
this
this-
okay? Does this look okay?"
I said, does this thing work?
I said, I don't know what to tell
For
you.
what?
I said it's a nice looking meat slicer, but I don't know what.
Because you know how I used to always like text you, or I used to text Tom for Rocket Fly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I'm texting Daniel trying to talk to my chef.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Anyways.
when you listen, Tiffany, I understand as a fellow business owner, there's a lot going on.
Oh my
You know, you're texting that person, Giuseppe's in the mix. Anyway,
There's so many moving parts.
so you had to go.
Okay, so then my redheaded chef comes up to me. She's running up to me on Friday, and she just drops
We're
her.
running out of burgers. We don't have any burger meat.
She drops her shoulders and she goes, "We just need help back there." And I was like, "Okay, let's do this." So me and Elise and we're both. My sister's doing the dishes. Because we ran out of plates. I mean, it's crazy back there. And my sister's doing the dishes, and I'm trying to make quesadillas. I'm like, what goes on this? And then I'm just like in the way, you know. So now I've learned how to cook all the food, which is good. But so now I have 3 chefs on Friday nights, a food runner, and a dishwasher.
Wow.
So the hardest part for me personally, because I'm in charge of staff, is scheduling. So not overstaffing and understaffing. Because if you overstaff, then all the waitresses are looking at you like we're not making any money.
Right.
But then if you understaff, then you're the one that's running around to
Yeah.
every table taking orders.
Either way, you're
I've
a
been
villain.
both.
Yeah.
You can't win. It's the
Yeah.
craziest thing. And I've had to tell people, just bear with me. It's our first week. I cannot even tell you how many times I've made that comment to either a server or a cook or a customer or whatever. I'll get it together. I'll figure it out.
But it takes time
it
and
does.
repetitions, right? And there's nothing
Yeah.
to substitute that. Because every bar and restaurant's different, right?
Every single one's different because my sister couldn't tell me how to, because she has a restaurant bar.
Yeah.
But it's more bar, it's less restaurant. So the food ordering is completely different.
Right.
And even the alcohol is completely different just being in Cocoa Beach compared to Cape
rules.
Canaveral.
Yeah, distribution rules.
Well, not just
yeah.
that. So, there's a lot of wine drinkers in Cocoa Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Not that many wine drinkers in Cape Canaveral. So, it's like we have kind of figured out things really quickly. They want a lot of Pinot Grigio in Cocoa Beach. They don't even
I know
drink
what that
wine
means.
really in Cape Canaveral. So, our ordering has been.
Yeah. And that's all just you have to figure out what your clientele likes.
Yeah.
And then also let's talk about like weekdays. Easy to get people out on weekends. I mean, we're experiencing that with our Air T&D.
Yeah.
It's like we can book the weekends and no one wants to go on the weekdays.
Yeah. So,
And-
that would
But
be.
I just put Giuseppe on it, I think.
I would say weekdays are my number one hardest thing to do right now. Like that.
Yeah.
That's probably more or less why I was wanting to come on the show right away.
Yeah,
well, I brought it up.
Yeah, because if it was
So
like
weekdays, we need to get some
Yeah.
asses in there. All right.
basically our weekdays are really slow to the point where I wouldn't survive if it stayed how it is right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because our weekends were good. I'm good. I don't really need to talk
Right.
about it. Well, I should still. But you know what I'm saying? Like the weekdays, we're struggling, to be honest with you. We're like, very barely breaking even, probably with cooks not even breaking even
Yeah.
during the week right now. And I know it takes time to build and build and build and build. So I'm doing like crazy drink specials, karaoke's tonight. I'm starting trivia next Tuesday.
All right.
So we're doing all kinds of like events. Kids eat free on Wednesdays. I'm doing 2-for-1 on Mondays. So 2-for-1 drinks, 2-for-1 shots on Mondays.
Oh, kids eat free on Wednesday?
Kids eat free on Wednesdays.
This cheapskate will be down there. He'll have all of his sons. He'll have like Becca. He'll have everybody lined up. Free hamburger. Free hamburger.
Bring me my free hamburger. Not good enough.
Yeah, and then complain about it. No, we actually haven't had that
Let
many
me
complaints.
guess. You've only been up in a week.
Now, do you want some business advice?
Oh, God.
You did go to business school.
Yeah. And he's got on a polo
Did
today.
I? What? So I like it when you serve the kids meals on a
First.
frisbee.
Oh.
Yeah, another thing she's got to buy.
I'm just
I
saying.
looked into it, and they are $1 from China, but you have to buy 10,000 at a time. So it's going to cost me 10 grand.
Chinese frisbee.
Wait a minute. Tony's got a frisbee hookup because we did
yeah.
Tom and Dan frisbees, and we did not
didn't
buy
pay $1?
We didn't pay 10,000, or we didn't buy for 10,000.
Yeah, but for-
How much were they?
Yeah, they were
Were
like
they over $1?
we bought-
I don't know. I gotta ask Tony.
Yeah, we bought 50, and they were like $2.85 or something. You know,
Oh, was it that much?
$1.17 or something.
It was, and there were one single color print.
My wife is in the chat room asking the dumbest question. She's like, "Are they food safe?" I don't know.
Food. You put a piece of napkin in
Yeah, well,
between
you
them.
put the line on.
So
And
the
all the
French
places
fries
are
don't
doing
touch
it.
the wound.
I don't think the frisbee's got to off gas into the French fries.
Do you know what my son told me 2 days ago? He said, "Mom, I don't like your restaurant." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because they don't have frisbees."
Oh, there it is.
My own son
You've
doesn't
been
want to.
texting your son.
My own
This
son
is an
doesn't like
animal.
my restaurant.
He's been calling your son
Or
and planting.
Tom's got the mentality of a 3-year-old.
How dare you?
I was like,
It's just a
we're
coincidence.
starting.
We both said the same thing.
I was like, "Do you want Christmas presents or do you want me to buy the whole world frisbees?"
Damn.
Such a great mom comment. Do you want Christmas presents? Do you want me to buy the whole world frisbee?
Now,
Because that's what it comes down. I gotta buy $10,000 worth of frisbees plus shipping, and right now shipping's through the
it's
roof
bad.
from China.
Yeah,
yeah.
So you're looking at $15,000 if I want to put these kids meals on frisbees.
Why
Thanks
don't
a lot,
you-
Tom.
why don't-
Tom, I don't have 15 grand right
What
now.
if we bought the frisbees and put our logo on them and advertised through the restaurant? We'll take care of the frisbees.
what, $10,000? Yeah. I don't have that much
All
money.
right, I was just offering it
Okay,
up.
that was
I don't-
business advice for
I
you.
don't look at our bank account. I don't know what we have in there. I just come here and I flip the switches.
We got $400. Another misconception.
I'm laughing because it's true.
So I feel like when people think of quintessential beachside bar owner, right?
Oh,
they
I know
think
what you're gonna
of the guy. He's like, they're like, who owns this bar? And then it's like, Billy owns it, and he's sitting there. He's got no shirt. He's got he just came back from surfing because he surfed in the morning. He's got a surfboard like still dripping wet on like leaned against the door, and he's sitting at the bar and he's drinking, no shoes, no shirt. No
service.
problems, and he's tan as hell, and he's chill, and he's like, "Hey,
I'm a chill
what's going on?"
dude, yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Billy, what's going on?"
making my own hot sauce.
And it's like, he owns the bar. He just hangs out. And
Yeah.
he just hangs out at the bar drinking, and
Yeah.
that's all he does. And then, like, every once in a while, he'll have to make a decision here and there. Someone will ask him where to put the crates.
Did you cut the check for the karaoke guy? All right.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing, right?
And-
You're going to do a lot of that.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
booking the bands
yeah.
and all the entertainment and everything, that's actually harder than I thought it
It's
was going to
so
be.
hard.
I thought it was going to be so easy. I was like, "Oh, I can definitely handle the booking part because this is what I used to do, on the other
Right.
side." This side is so different.
Yeah, when
But
you're
yeah.
the owner.
Well, yeah, because now you have to book looking at, all right, the bar is paying for this entertainment.
Yes.
It's got to pay for itself. So if we don't make enough to pay for itself and turn a profit, then this is a negative experience here.
Yeah, and then when I was in a band and I would tell people, "Yeah, I'm $1,000," I did not realize how much that really is when you're doing the profit margins with a restaurant.
Right.
So I'm like,
The razor thin.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Yeah,
cheeseburgers. That's
that's
a
a
lot of Miller
lot.
Lite. That's a lot of French fries.
and
you know?
it's not just obviously what the sales are, it's what the profit is.
Correct.
And the profit after payroll and all those expenses that we were already talking about is so thin that, like, a band charging $1,000, you better bring in $5,000 worth of profit, not just sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's got to be worth it. And all these things, and again, this is why me and Daniel talk every Tuesday and Thursday. We're like, oh my God,
it's
Tiffany.
Talk Tuesday, TALK.
I'm like, I'm like,
L.
like the amount of work this must be is insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, we think running our business is difficult at times, and
is.
it's like we don't have to worry about the food service, the alcohol.
I mean, these are
the
things
staffing.
people are putting in their bodies. So just on that,
Yeah,
by
just
design,
the health department stuff alone is. I would say number one. Earlier, I said that the stress of the employees and staffing. No, the health department's number one. I take it back. That is definitely the things you cannot mess with at all.
Yeah.
Like it is. And our new health department inspector, he's like started a couple weeks ago.
Oh, not the new guy.
Oh no!
God.
So everybody.
That's when you unbutton the shirt a little bit. I'm just saying. You happen to be in a bikini top as you're cleaning the bar.
Everybody's talking about the new health inspector in town, and I mean, we've passed and all that, so I'm not saying, but it's like he is definitely the stickler for rules. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. You should be, but I'm just
Top
saying.
of the morning to you, Tiffany. I got here early.
Yeah, you cannot even blink, or you will miss something.
Well, that's their job.
Do not blink.
Yeah, that's their
Yeah.
job.
But when they do show up on their off time, that's when you give them the free. They're like, "This is on me." Like
Shrimp cocktail on Big Daddy. All right, you remember where you got that? All right.
Like if I was a health inspector, I'd be at every single bar.
Oh,
There'd be a
God.
free
Free
tab.
everything.
Because
Oh, my God.
Payola.
You passed.
I'd be like, I'm about to write a citation, but there are ways to fix it.
Who's gonna get you, Uncle Sam? It's not even real.
Yeah,
the
it's not.
government. Anyway, and then are there like? Do they sneak in at times to? Is there like secret shoppers?
Secret shoppers. I mean, we used to have that.
I
At
thought you were going to
Hooters.
say the S.
So did I. I was like, whoa, man.
Me and Sam had a moment.
Yeah.
But I think that there's like food critics that go in
I
there
dated
too.
a girl
Yeah.
that used to work at the Untubber near the radio station. And they sent a secret shopper in, and she didn't card the person, and she got fired on the spot. Like it was like, it was like it was the epitome of the ha, you didn't card me, you're fired. It was like bam.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought about too is the regulars. Like, you need like some quintessential beachside regulars that go in there every day at 5 and get their like 3 Miller Lights.
I put Brad Paisley on the touch tunes.
But it takes a while to build that.
Exactly. Every single bar and restaurant owner will tell you your regulars pay your bills. Anything above that is profit. But if you cannot build your regulars, you will not survive. So regulars is, again, number one. So now I have three
that's
number
kind of
ones.
what we're doing, isn't it, with BDMs?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Our regulars.
Our regulars pay our bills, and then everything else we just kind of sort it out and do our best for
Yeah,
our
like
regulars.
your T-shirts, that's all added on.
Right.
That's bonuses.
We don't make any money from that anyway, so...
Gotcha.
And how do you build regular? It seems like they just come to you, right? Like,
with good burgers, with
good service,
with friendly faces, with a good atmosphere, cool bar, clean. But you have all the pieces to build regulars. It's just time in.
Yeah, and we have a lot of girls that are working behind the bar that have their regulars that do follow them. So I'm really learning which
They're
girls
stalkers.
Like some girls bring more regulars than
I used to be
others.
that at Hooters. I'm walking out to the parking lot with a whole handful of roses. I'm handing them to every girl getting in their car. I mean, it doesn't matter if she's in the car with her boyfriend. She loves me.
This rose is special. It's in a glass case, and you can smoke crack out of it.
Why would she want me over this guy in the jacked up trunk with a Monster Energy hoodie on?
Yeah, nobody has more regulars than Hooters and strip clubs.
I know.
But it's like those are the things you have to build that comes with time and stuff. Anyway, a lot to.
Do you have a dress code? Does everybody have to wear like a certain look or something?
No dress code.
I like that. It's like beach bar.
any money is good money.
I meant for your staff.
Yeah, no, we have shirts.
I seen the Salty Sisters shirt.
We have the Salty Sisters
and
shirt.
by the way, everybody should follow
buy one.
follow Salty Sisters on Facebook and and it's
and Instagram. It's Salty Sisters CB. That's like the handle, if you will. Yeah, come in. We're doing karaoke tonight. I got a lot of weekday specials. So if you guys are looking for a good time right there in Cocoa Beach, it's a great location. And 90% of the time you'll meet me. So if you want to come in and hang out, I'd love to talk to you.
Do you start off the karaoke like 'cause most karaoke? You're not hosting it, are you?
I'm not hosting it.
Oh,
no.
damn. I was going to say, do you walk out there? In order to test the equipment, the host usually sings the song.
Yeah.
I love karaoke, man. I wish I lived closer. I would.
You'd be there?
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I think do you start?
We're gonna bring Maymay down.
Do you start the like open the business with a staff meeting where
Put your hand in the middle?
I'm thinking of the staff meeting where you give a speech to everybody.
I've done it a couple times.
And then
We are salty. We are sisters.
And then blow the napkins.
Ours was kind of like, okay, this is what we're out of today. Ketchup. No.
It's like the scariest thing ever. We have no water today, guys.
No napkins, no ketchup.
No, we have the food thing under control now. But in the beginning, it was a little bit tough.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but so we have we're fully stocked. Maybe not calamari tonight, but we'll have it by Saturday. Anyways, and I'm going to do bands on the weekends. The coolest part about our place compared to like every other place in the area is that we allow kids. So like we have a little playhouse for kids so parents don't have to feel like they're guilty because they're sitting there hanging out and drinking while their kids are running around a place.
Oh, you got the playhouse.
Yeah,
I
we
was
got the
supposed to get
I'm a big fan of the playhouse.
Well, I was.
Oh, you were supposed to get me that
yeah,
along
yeah,
with
I-
90 other things.
Tried to steal it from the apartment
Oh.
complex, right? You tried to steal it from the apartment complex?
Like, Tiffany's like, I need a playhouse. I
Yeah,
get
so
you
you
a
called Mike
playhouse.
Busey. You're like, hey, Busey, you got an extra
Well,
playhouse?
I said Busey's got a bunch of like
Carnival rides.
well, he's got a huge like McDonald's playhouse next to his mansion.
Yeah.
What is that?
In disrepair.
Yeah,
It's like, look at a little
some
rough.
snakes living there. You can wash it out. But anyway, all my playhouse hookups fell through, and then I was like, I hope she doesn't need it anymore.
I got one. I got one on offer up. Thank you very much. It was awesome.
All right.
But yeah, but there, I would say that playhouse is being used all day, every day by kids. Well, on the weekends. So
That's cute.
It's a good idea too,
Yeah,
because
it
like
is.
it's working. That is definitely working.
Well, there's other
We're gonna get another one.
styled
Right.
bars around here that have that kind of model.
Yeah,
and it works
but in
good.
Cocoa Beach there isn't. So
Nice.
it's like you feel really guilty as a mom when your kid's running around the restaurant, but here
Yeah.
you don't. So
Yeah,
I'm
because-
kind of going with that idea.
No, yeah, of course, because your kids get restless, and then you just go play in the playhouse. You just have some margaritas. you
get restless
too. yeah.
Designated driver or
No,
cab.
no.
I'll work the pedals,
Cocoa
you
Beach.
steer.
It's
Yeah.
still 2022. It's
Exactly.
fine. 2032, not so much.
So everybody go and follow the social media. Salty
Yeah.
Sisters.
CB, which stands for Cocoa Beach.
There
Yeah.
you go. Salty
Yeah.
Sisters CB. Follow it on all the platforms.
And you guys are open 7 days a week?
Yep, 7 days a week, and yeah, we'll serve up really, really good, strong drinks all night long. So come and see us as much as you can, please.
And I'm actually going to be out there after Christmas because we're going to be on the beach side or whatever.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
hanging out with some friends from Miami.
Nice.
We're all going to go out there.
Yay.
I'm going to do the quintessential, like, I got the bill. And
Oh,
then-
nice.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
And
invite
then you're
me,
going to
so-
ask Tiffany for a discount.
Invite me.
Employee discount,
Then-
50%. Come on.
Then I leave like a super impressive tip, and
Yeah.
then I watch the
The little
waitress.
sweetie get
And
excited.
then you do the Yellowstone. Like, that was
Tip
me.
your hat.
They call
Yeah.
it the rip.
Yeah, the rip. Yeah.
Have you watched Yellowstone?
I tried to get into it.
It's
I
gotten
have kids.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm mad at it
Only-
now. So, like, what are you doing now? It's all.
Yeah, only grown men with the thought process of a 3-year-old boy would watch Yellowstone.
Tiffany, thanks so much. And
Thank you always for having me.
And
we love
we will we'll do an event soon, and
Indeed.
we'll be out there. And again, Salty Sisters, Cocoa Beach. All right, we'll see you next week.
All right. Is that it for?
That's it.
Just need a intro. but
Bye,
yeah.
guys.